Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. As some of you probably already know, I was appointed Chief Prosecutor or Specialist Prosecutor of the newly established Kosovo Specialist Prosecutor's Office on September the 1st. I was chosen for this job because I have demonstrated the ability to conduct successful investigations and prosecutions of war crimes and crimes against humanity's cases. I intend to do this job the way I have always done things in the past, fairly, vigorously, and without fear or favor. I know from personal experience how painful and difficult and how complex prosecuting mass atrocity cases is. Now, I am aware of the political sensitivity of what I am doing, but I repeat, I will be guided only by the facts and by the law. I am obligated as well to protect witnesses and to keep confidential and secure all information that should be protected to ensure that witnesses who give evidence are not intimidated or harmed or threatened. Now, those are my remarks, and I'm ready to take your questions. And as I said, I'll do my best to answer them within sort of the limits that I've described.
Could you give us a ballpark figure of how many people you might be looking at? And of course, one of the people who was mentioned in Marty in the 2011 report is now the president of Kosovo. I understand that you won't want to say whether you're looking at him or not, but can you at least tell us whether you are looking at everybody or whether there's some people that you will not be touching?
You will know when someone is accused when an indictment or charging document accusing them is made public by the court when charges are confirmed. Any speculation about that is just that, speculation. But further, it is unfair and potentially destructive, both to those who are victims and witnesses, and to those who are or aren't accused.
The war has influenced the life of each and every person in Kosovo. During the war, I was arrested by Serbian forces, accused for preparing a terrorist act against Milosevic in Serbia. HLC, Humanitarian Law Center, and Ms. Nataša Kandić in Serbia helped me a lot. When I was released from the prison, I just wanted to thank her and Humanitarian Law Center for saving my life. So I met her and she just asked me if I would work for HLC, and of course I accepted immediately. Humanitarian Law Center Kosovo is a non-government organization, is engaged in activities which has to do with transitional justice and dealing with the past. For us means to try to inform new generations about what happens in the past, creating collective memory which is based in facts and not in myths.
Fëmijët e mitë të meruar shikonin se si po e rrihnin. Pastaj, ashtu të rrahur dhe pa forcë, prapë rrëzuan në tokë. Edhe pse shumë I rrahur, kishte vetë dije. Pastaj filluan të shtihin me pushk automatike në kokën e tij. Shtihen shumë plumba. Kafka pothuajse I u bën copë thërmi. Personat në uniformë pastaj u larguan. Trupi I djalit tim qëndroi gjatë natës në shtëpi dhe u varros të nesërmen.
Kam parë nënën dhe 4 motrat e shtrira në tokë, gjithsej aty ishin 5.000 të vrarë. Kam dëgjuar vetëm thirrjet e nënës se cila kërkonte ujë. Sa herë që pi ujë, tani më kujtohen thirrjet e saj për ujë.
Kërkoj falje nëse vrejta që jeni shqetësuar shumë për jush, ky nuk është qëllimi jonë, definitivisht. Në Kosovë e kanë hup jetën, janë vrasë, janë zhduk 13.535 persona. Shumica dërmuese prej tyne, respektivisht 10.812 janë shqiptarë, 2.197 janë serb, 275 Rama, Shkali, Egjiptas dhe tjerë, Bosnjak 95. Tek shqiptarët, shumica, domethënë mbi 80% të atyre që janë vrarë ose janë zhduk, kanë qenë civil. The percentage of kids, so children up to 18 years old, was much higher in Kosovo than in Bosnia-Herzegovina and Croatia. So in a sense, I would say the war in Kosovo was really cruel, and the percentage of civilian victims was higher than in other countries of ex-Yugoslavia.
Mas këtyre konflikteve ka gjithmonë viktima, edhe këto viktima që shqetëseket edhe ju më herët, dëshira e tyre e parë është me pas drejtësi. Kështu që në shpesh ka raste kur vendasit nuk janë gjendje me gjyku ato rastet, kështu që krijohen tribunale të ndryshme ndërkombëtare me e cilat veprojnë bas konventave edhe statuteve të tyre, sikur tribunali ndërkombëtar për Ruandën, edhe tribunali ndërkombëtar mas pari ka qenë edhe Nürnbergu, në cilën janë procedu gjykimet për nazit ndodhuna gjatë vitit në luftën e dytë botërore. Edhe përfundimisht e kemi edhe gjykatën ose tribunalin penal ndërkombëtar për rastet e ndodhura për krimet e kryera në territorin e ish Jugosllavisë. Përgjithësi, tribunali i Hagës mirët me çështje të mëdha, me persona që kanë dhënë komanda, me persona të cilët kanë pas fuqi komanduese. Ata zakonisht nuk mirën me persona të cilët i kanë djeg urdhrat ose kanë përndjek persona në bazë të urdhrave apo situatave të ndryshme. Nëse ka raste të tilla, tribunali ndërkombëtar i dorëzon letrat, i dorëzon akuzat te gjykatat lokale. Numri të dënuarve në krejt këto tribunale ose në për krejt këto gjykime është afërsisht 50. 50 e disa veta janë dënu, edhe mbesin 13.000 persona të vdekur, na vim në përfundimin që gjykimet nuk janë të mjaftueshme për satisfakcion ose për kënaqësi, për me qenë më të çlirum familjarët e viktimave.
I've been in Kosovo on and off since 2000, and I was prosecuting numerous war crimes cases in Kosovo during the UNMIK period. Currently, I have returned with ULEX since last year, and I have been conducting the investigation of a number of war crimes. Oftentimes, it can be quite difficult to deal with war crimes following an armed conflict. It's part of a transitional justice mechanism. It's also part of a reconciliation mechanism. To that end, you need to have an independent arbitrator to assist in that. This is the reason that international prosecutors are brought in. Also, it can be quite difficult for local prosecutors and judges to prosecute their own people because they're perceived as being heavy-handed, as being traitors to the cause, for example. They have to do the initial excavations. If they find anything that indicates there are bodies there, they will have to get an order from the Serbian judge to come and open the site properly. Okay. And at that stage, they will have to move very slowly. One of the principal difficulties is intimidation of witnesses. Threats to their families, monies paid to the witnesses, or the names of the witnesses being disclosed by members of the media. This is a very small country. Everybody knows everybody else, particularly in small towns and villages. And for that reason, they will know if somebody has cooperated with the prosecution office in the prosecution of war crimes against people perceived to be heroes. That is, those from the KLA or those who took part in the conflict against the Serbs.
D'un point de vue politique, me semble-t-il de comprendre, il y a cette nécessité aujourd'hui de ne pas troubler l'équilibre politique.
Nuk ka pas mundësi që UÇK-ja të merret me shitjen e organeve. Do të del një raport i falsifikuar dhe s'do të del kërkon. Asnjë komandant i luftës nuk do të ikë përgjegjësisë të gjykatës speciale, ashtu që nuk i kanë ikë të tjerave. Në Kosovë ka qenë gjykata e Unmikut, pastaj ka qenë tribunali i Hagës, pastaj është gjykata e Uleksit, ka gjykatë tonë speciale, por lufta dhe ushtria shqiptare të Kosovës në fund do të triumfojnë. E triumfi më i madh i ushtrisë shqiptare të Kosovës është liria që po e gëzojmë sot. Jam Smajle Lezaj, kam qenë komandant në brigadën 138 të një batalioni. Momentalisht jam edhe kryetari i organizatës veteranëve të luftës në nivel Kosovë. Na shqiptarët të Kosovës kemi qenë të detyruar të formojmë një ushtri sepse robëria ka qenë 86 vjeçare nga serbët dhe është dashur me qenë aktivista dhe me qenë të zellshëm me zor. Nuk ka as pak lidhje që është hub vllau, që më plagosur dy vllazën, që në vran njerëz sepse o dashur me ditë që për liri duhet me sakrifiku. Eris me emrutër. A është vllai im, kjo është djali Alës, këta janë bashkëfshatarët, fshatit tonë, Radavci. Janë viktimat luftës që na i quajmë martir, nuk kanë qenë ushtarë. Por si hakmarrje ndaj ushtrisë shqiptare të Kosovës, ata i vrasin këta civil. Ushtria shqiptare e Kosovës ka luftu me rregullat e luftës, konform konventave të Gjenevës, ushtria shqiptare e Kosovës ka bërë luftë qërimtare. Luftë qërimtare sepse kemi qenë të okupuar dhe lufta është zhvilluar gjithkohë në viset tona, asnjëherë nuk ka ndodhur se ushtria të kalojë kufinin dhe të futet ose të kontaktojë me civil apo të futet në territoret e tjera, thjesht ka qenë luftë qërimtare.
It's good to have rules of the war. I myself and Albanians, we as well have codes of the war. It's mainly known the code of honor. It's canonic, and it's exactly what rules of the war say, that you don't misbehave with unarmed, unprotected, with women, with children, with those that are not part of the enemy. Ramush Haradinaj, head of the party called the Alliance for Future of Kosovo, a parliamentarian party in opposition. I was a part of creating or founding the KLA. I served as a commander. KLA was a guerrilla army formed by Kosovar people, by citizens, to resist the pressure of the Milosevic regime at the time. It's good to realize that we faced a threat of genocide. During the war, it was orchestrated, a campaign to expel Albanians, Kosovar Albanians from Kosovo. Half of our population, million of us, we left the country, and many was killed in systematic way.
Zonja dhe zotri, ne nuk do të ishim këtu pa sakrificën e djemve tanë. Në nderim të të gjithë përëmve për lirinë e popullit shqiptar, ju ftoj të nderoj me 1 minutë heshtja.
When the war ended, I worked together with many colleagues and intellectuals to create a third choice politically. In year 2004, December 2004, I became the Prime Minister.
This is case number IT-0484, the prosecutor against Ramush Haradinaj, Idris Balai, and Lahi Brahimai.
KLA forces, under the command and control of accused Ramush Haradinaj, mounted a systematic campaign in order to drive ethnic Serbs out of the villages where they were living.
There were persons who were asked questions as witnesses and whose names don't even appear on witness lists because they have been killed. I don't want protective measures because such measures do not exist in reality. They only exist within the boundaries of this courtroom.
War crimes basically is based on the testimony of witnesses. Sure, you will have lots of forensic evidence, documentary evidence, orders from military commanders to the commanders in the field and commanders in the field to their subordinates. But none of that works without the testimony of witnesses. And the testimony of witnesses is where the problem lies and exists.
If Ms. Issa and later Defence Counsel and the bench would put questions to you, would you answer them?
I said earlier, it is not that I do not want to answer questions. However, on basis of the cases that have occurred and the circumstances in the country I live, which is most important.
I don't want any further explanation at this moment. I just want to know, if I invite Ms. Issa to continue the examination, will you answer her questions, yes or no?
I would have wished to, but I cannot. I apologize.
It's an integrity of a good lawyer to present a case with proper facts and not to add to that all kind of we saw in the past when people just to gain an asylum in US or in Europe, with them, with their families, they was prepared to say any kind of story that judges didn't want to hear. They asked to leave the room because they realized it was not just unrealistic, but offending for a courtroom.
Mr. Haradinaj, will you please stand up? The chamber finds you not guilty on all counts.
The profile show.
Nuk pa dyshuar asnjëherë pas trajtimit të luftës suaj, po më intereson të pamja juaj për gjykatën speciale që është aktivizuar. Faleminderit.
Kosova I ka kaluar 3 filtra të trajtimit të luftës së QK-s. Një filtr ka qenë OKB-ja, shikaru, miku, me gjyqtar, tonë popujve të mujshëm. E ka ndodhur Haga, edhe Haga e ka trajtuar Kosovën, po edhe Eulesit më vonë. Unë mendoj që ka krime mos e nëse ka pas vërtet të në ato procese I kishin gjetë ku janë, po procese pa kufi. Faleminderit. This didn't happen to Croatia, or to Serbia, or to Bosnia. Serbia answered to ICTY, and then they treat themselves war cases. So 2 filters. Kosovo has 3 filters so far. It's the 4th one. So this is a proof that it's a very discriminative way how it's been acted with Kosovo.
Ja sam Negovan Mavrić, ja sam inače srpske nacionalnosti. Ovo je moja srpska kuća i ovde su moji preci još odavno u Velikoj Hoći došli, ovde živjeli. Ja sam koordinator udruženja, znači predsjednik udruženja porodice kidnapovanih i nestalih za teritoriju opštine Orahovac. Predstavljam srpsku zajednicu i deo romske zajednice. Ovde ima 85 ljudi koji su kidnapovani i nestali i ja predstavljam te porodice. Pa ne mogu zaboraviti kada mi je normalno brat kidnapovan. To je... I tako. Da, to je malo teško pitanje, znači ne mogu to. Jednostavno spustio se do grada Orahovac da bi kupio lekove i odjednom su naišla ljudi iz UČK i jednostavno su ga kidnapovali i ubacili u auto i odvedu u nepoznati pravac. 2003. godine ja sam, mogu slobodno da kažem, imao sreću i mog brata pronašao, nažalost, ubijenog, ali sam njegove posmrtne ostatke sahranio po običaju. U neko doba, verovatno da će odgovorni da odgovaraju, a ništa nije tajna, ništa nije da se ne zna. Svi mi znamo da prvi koji mora da odgovara, bilo to nekom dragu ili ne, to je gospodin, da kažem gospodin Thaçi, Hashim Thaçi, normalno Haradinaj, normalno Fatmir Limaj, ali mene pogotovo interesuje Fatmir Limaj, jer je on upravo na mojoj teritoriji, ovde da ja živim, boravio, jer je Mališevo samo 12 km odavde daleko. Pa što ste tamo išli ovdje? Pa nam sad se stradi ovdje. Dobro, ajde. Šta to? Izdižu, nema? Malo, otišli preko Kruše. Malo, tu su blizu Kruše. Blizu Kruše? Da. Hej, evo danas treba dođe predsjednik komisije za nestala lica Vlade Republike Srbije, gospodin Veljko Odalović. A ovdje će biti, znači ova večera će biti tu sali.
Ovo je sali ovdje.
Pripremio, tako da to je to.
A to bi ljudi ovdje 50 koliko?
85 ima tu na spomeniku.
Na spomeniku?
Da.
Upravo su ova sela tada i etnički očišćena praktično, sem Velike Hoče i delom Orahovca, koji sada u jednom malom prostoru ograđen ima par stotina Srba koji još tamo žive, sve ostalo je i popaljeno, i popljačkano, i uništeno. Međunarodna zajednica 1999. godine i 2000. godine nije uradila mnogo. Bavila se prvenstveno žrtvama među kosovskim Albancima. I neka su se bavila, i to je u redu, ali morali su se bave i sa žrtvama kosovskih Srba. Ja verujem da će definitivno zarad budućnosti ovih prostora i budućnosti nekog zajedničkog života to morati se uradi. Jer bilo kojim mestom na prostoru gde su bili sukobi, do tada nema mira ni stabilnosti. To je nešto što jednostavno brine.
Oče naš, ko zna na pamet?
Svi znamo.
Evo ja, ajde svi zajedno. Ajde. Polako, neko mora da povede, jel tako? Ajde. Oče naš,
Things are peaceful at the moment, but remember that not 20 years have passed since the war, and the war has left very open wounds, given what happened here at the hands of the Serbs. That's not to say that there were not crimes committed from the other side, but the principal responsibility lies with the Serbian regime.
Raporti civil ushtar të serbët është pothuajse i barabartë, ose 52% janë civil, 48% janë policë dhe ushtar, ndërsa të shqiptarët raporti është shumë ma shumë në favor të civilëve, në fakt ma shumë civil janë vrarë. Se na pretendojmë që e dim numrin kogjatë sakt, se pothuajse 16 vite jemi duke hulumtuar në terren edhe duke intervistu familjarët e viktimave, dëshmitar, duke mbledh këtë dokumentacionin e mundshëm, edhe kemi kriju një bazë dhanave mbi viktimat, edhe me publiku qëtë libër. Kjo është veç pjesa e parë, këtu janë narracionet e atyre që janë vrarë apo janë zhduk gjatë vitit 98. Hala pa u fut në vitin 99, dhe është domethënë për secilin një tregim, përfshin dhanat personale, datën e lindjes e kështu me radhë, çka ka punu, kanë prej antarëve të familjes e kalon, edhe rrethonat ç'është është vrarë apo zhduk çaj person. The motto of Kosovo Memory Book is let people remember people. And the first idea for this project was to try to restore the dignity of victims, but by not letting them remain only numbers, because they are not numbers, they are people who had their families, their colleagues, their job, and we should, as society, remember them as such, like people.
I was 13 years old during the war. As a child, I was quite happy at home, and I had a lot of family around. There was this thing that I always thought, it's my family. Whatever happens, nothing will ever happen to my family. And then the soldiers came in, and I saw my auntie there, and one of the soldiers just pushed her and shot her, and my cousins then started crying and calling her, and he just dropped the gun, shot her again, and just started shooting at us. And I just remember just leaning on the wall and just sliding down. The first time round, I was hit in my leg, and then the shooting stopped, and someone was making noises like they couldn't breathe. And I just remember thinking to myself, just try not to do that, because they're going to do it again. And then they started shooting again, and that's when it hit me in my arm and in my back. And then after that, for not very long, it was all quiet in the garden. So I decided to lift my head up and see what was happening. And then at that point, I realized that my youngest cousin Gens was alive, because he'd spoken to me, and then I wasn't sure if my other cousin Fatos had made it. And then I realized with some of the others that they couldn't make it. two brothers, Shpand and Shpatim. Shpand was just a year younger than me. And that's my mother, Sala, and my auntie, Shafkata, and my cousin, Nora. She was, so it's what, four days after it happened, she was meant to turn 50. When the NATO bombing started on the 24th of March, so she said, you know, I'm going to celebrate my birthday, I'm going to be 15, we're going to be free, and I'm going to invite all my friends. She didn't make it to even turn 50. We were contacted by Natasha Kandic, ran the Humanitarian Law Center in Belgrade. So we were contacted about, you know, going to Serbia and testify. We knew that if we didn't go, then, you know, these men would walk free. I felt quite strong in that moment because, you know, there was this man who 3 years before had a gun on his hand, and he thought that he could do anything, and decided to take away my family. And there he was, sat there, and had to listen to every word I said, and he wasn't able to do anything about it. I hope that, you know, him and other people would realize that, you know, you can't just go off and shoot someone and you think you're going to get away with it and you're going to be a hero and, you know, killing innocent people.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please read aloud the affirmation that's on the card handed to you?
I solemnly declare that I will speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I personally have a feeling that with this new tribunal and these trial, it's going to really, there's going to be more attention on that, and what had happened during the war here, even more forgotten. I feel like it's almost as, it's going to be our fault what had happened, you know, during the war.
Jam Sabina Karishi-Kasana, jam hulumtuese në projektin Libri Kujtimi Kosovës. Sot jena përgatit për me shku në qytetin Fush Kosovë. Në Fush Kosovë janë vram edhe janë zhdukur gjithsej 239 persona. Për shembull në shtëpinë e juaj.
Shtëpinë time, për shembull, dy derën e bordit e ka rrezuar me autoblit.
Okej.
Ka qenë afër 20 radhë policë. Këtë 20 e më shumë ka qenë. Me maska, disa e kom njoft.
A janë konkret me maska?
Këtë me maska janë kom, po disa e kom njoft.
Qysh keni mujt me njoft nëse?
Kom njoft shumë qartë, për arsye si kom njoft në pamje, në trup. Ka qenë fëqin tanë, kom shi tanë ka qenë.
Aha. Çka ka ndonë më ndej?
Kemi shku për Shqipni.
Me njerë jeni pregadit?
Jo, në ka ndërku drejt me dhunë, stacion trenit.
Po. Të gjithë keni dalë prej shtëpisë,
po.
Përveç babës?
Babës.
Pse baba nuk?
Baba ka qenë i smur nga sheqeri. Plak.
E pse nuk pranë jaj me arë? A prisoj?
Nuk ka mujt me lëviz.
Ka qenë i lëvizshëm?
Shumë ka pak.
Nuk ka mujt me ezë, do me thonë shumë?
Sa duhet jo. Shka ku që ka qenë sheqeri ka unë ato farë.
E ju s'keni pas kur gjohë me marë me vejtë?
S'na lejon, jo, s'na lejon. Jo. Mes disa komshive që kanë ardhur me shtatin në Blacë.
E veç pak, që pe kalojmë me thonë ne.
E kam parë babën e vrarë. Mos e ndani, thuj. Që kanë tentu me marrë konfirmën e babës. Po nuk I ka liu policia sërbe. Dhe këtë ditë, me 6 prill, 1999, baba varros në Lesmer, si pas dëshmive që kam.
Kush e ka varros?
Sërbë vetë, me eskavator.
Në Varezat?
Jashtë Vareza, jashtë skicimet I kam.
Në një vend?
Afër Varezave.
Afër.
Ka kanë qenë keqët pjesës të Varezës, shka?
Po.
Mes rrugës dhe Varezës, që pjesës të dhe dzete kanë qenë.
10 grupa dhe me thonë një konë?
Po.
Po, kufomat që në konë?
Ja, kufomat I kanë marrë.
Po.
Kufomat I kanë marrë? Që të në konë?
Kur gjo se keni gjetë në për këto grupa?
Ja.
Në fillim u ka një varrosun se I dija këtu, dhe me thonë? Mandej këta forcat sërbe për me fshef krimet që I kanë bërë, e kanë eksumu kri trupat.
Po, I kanë marrë, po.
10 trupat edhe e kanë marrë me kamiona, me qka veç.
Me që kanë mujtë?
E kanë qunë Sërbi. Tek mas disa viteve janë identifiku që janë gjithë në Batajnic, në barez masive në Sërbi, në Batajnic 07. Në mesin atyre u kanë edhe baba ju. Ballafaqohemi me kaluarën, edhe na mujmë me ecë përpara, mujmë me jetu jetën normale, mos me dëmtu tjertë, edhe ndoshta kjo ndihmon edhe për me hap mendjen edhe tjerëve, çka duhet me bëj, çka s'duhet, çfarë rezultatet e kena nëse vazhdojmë si përpara që shukon.
I am Dr. Arsen Gurgeliu. I am Director of Institute of Forensic Medicine in Kosovo. The people which we are looking for them, they are Albanians from Kosovo. This is the place, working place. We have one kind of information through our work which we are doing together, Pristina Commission and Belgrade Commission, that there are some bodies buried. After a lot of job during the 17 years, we saw that the bodies have been removed from crime scene in Kosovo, and after that they removed in different ways, even to 500 kilometers far from the crime scene. For example, from Batajnica, we got 19 transfers of more than 935 bodies.
Këtu që I beshe qatë rrethin që ato, që atje poshtë, që është rrethi I original I nivelit 2 të kodrës, që I rrethi që ato, që aja pjesa tjetër që I peshef dikor rrëth 35 metra, kejtë dhe I qitën është.
We have different opinions with the Serbian colleagues. But when we start to work, we wanted to have one point together, that our work to be based on humanitarian nature. We wanted to work out of the politics. We opened more than 500 graves and identified more than 4,300 people. But we have still missing 1,660 bodies. For the fate of them, we don't know nothing. I got this privilege to open the family of our legendary commandant, Mr. Adam Yashari. He created the KLA and he fight with the Serbian army and police 3 days and 3 nights with his family, and he have been killed completely with the family. With the family license, I got this part of the mustache as a, how to say it, as a souvenir, as a something which is making me big and privileged to have this part as a remembering of him. These 3 plastic bags are telling that we are not sure that does these parts of the bones became from one person or more individuals. So from all 3 bags, we need to take the DNA samples and to send it to the ICMP in Sarajevo and Tuzla and to wait the comparing between the blood donors and DNA profile taken from the bones. It's like a puzzle. 206 bones one body have. Can you imagine 150 people in one grave, mass grave, and transported or excavated twice, and again in another grave, excavated again in another grave. All the bones can be mixed here. When we are meeting the families, we are telling them that maybe we are going to found another part somewhere else, or and we will visit them again. They have a form to sign and to tell us did they want to be informed again or not. But mostly of the families, they are telling that they want every bone which have been found, doesn't matter when, to send them again. We have around 400 bags here. These are the cases which are not still identified. This is one case which is identified through the DNA analysis, but families didn't want to take. Different families, they have different reasons. In this case, they are still believing that he's alive in Serbia. They doesn't believe to the analysis or something like that. It's very hard sometimes to some families to take the hope of fate of the family relatives.
I used art throughout my studies to talk about my past, to talk about the war, and to talk about the culture I came from. And so we decided that, through our family story, to tell the stories of all the families that experience war the way we did in Kosovo.
Sa utiskom, da kažemo, prvi put doživljene katarze, s obzirom da po prvi put vidimo da se vreme pomera tamo kod nas gde je vreme inače stalno stoji. Super je što se ova izložba desila.
For me, it was really important when we had the exhibition in Belgrade. We left a comments book. Seeing these comments, it kind of almost gives you hope that a time would come where even maybe people in Serbia even work towards them, getting the government to accept it and to maybe one day apologizing and taking responsibility as well for the crimes that have been committed in Kosovo.
My name is Besa Luci. I'm chief editor of Kosovo 2.0. Kosovo 2.0 is an online and print magazine based in Pristina. We work in English, in Albanian, and in Serbian. Information and knowledge about our recent past is extremely limited, and it's very problematic. And it has to do with how history is being narrated, documented, and talked about today. There's like a tendency to either be more conservative, there's a tendency to easier adopt nationalist rhetorics and understandings. For me, I think it is important to understand the 90s, or to have a larger understanding, to be able to understand the war. Good evening, and thank you everybody for coming to the screening of the documentary Depth 2, which the topic of which is war crimes during the last war in Kosovo. One of the initiators of the documentary was the Humanitarian Law Center, an organization based in Kosovo and also in Serbia.
The overall goal of the project was to initiate a debate in societies in Serbia and Kosovo about the legacy of war. After the movie, we will have a short debate about it. Thank you.
I dok je još kamion bio pod vodom, on je izašao i rekao mi, bole, pozadi virev neke noge.
Po një të mërshme, ma thaj lunë shumë krismat, lunë shumë vërtimat, edhe mo nuk kemi guzu me nejtë, aty kemi fillu me ilk. Për një moment, fëmijët e mi erdhen, edhe Altini më tha, o imami tha, më kanë gjysa, më kanë plagos, tha, më kanë rokë, ndoli qitë dora e rjetë ke gjatë.
I to je uvek ono gdje se stegne srce, kog uzrasta je to telo i kog pola, to je bilo strašno.
To je bilo razbacano, nisam na to brojao, bilo ih je dosta. Policajac mi je rekao, ja sam ga pitao koliko ima ove da se radi, više bilo mi muka već, povraćao sam. Kaže, nema puno, 100, 120 možda.
It is really important that this film, which documents the entire process of hiding the body remains of killed people during the war in Kosovo, it's important that it is made by Serbian filmmaker.
How was the film received in Serbia?
It's kind of mixed reaction. One big thing is that many people in Serbia don't know about the crimes. Many more don't want to know. So this is very important why this film needs to be shown, because it's one step to the catharsis. And if the catharsis does not happen in Serbian society, there is no reconciliation.
I would like to ask people here who are from Kosovo, is it right time, and are there brave filmmakers or other artists speak about possible crimes of Albanians against non-Albanians here in Kosovo during the war?
I personally think that it is not the right time for Albanians maybe to make movies or to talk about Albanians doing crimes against the non-Albanians, because then the focus would be shifting towards that. Albanians making crimes, Albanians being the perpetrators of crimes. It's I feel that it is like a...
I think that crime is a crime. No matter who committed, they need to be in front of justice, so we need to talk about it as soon as possible. This is just my opinion, after all. But you cannot justify it in any circumstances.
Okay, my point was that we maybe should be politically smart. if we start now like making movies, it would like maybe internationally show a bad figure of Kosovo, while I mean, there is a tendency to show Kosovo as the, I don't know, as the bad guy.
I'm wondering if societies are ready to deal with its past and to try to create a joint narrative about past. If we are speaking only about our victims, then I'm afraid that those narratives will never come, be the similar at least. Tash pyetja tjetër që shkon vazhdim. A duhet edhe që ajo serbe më pa drejtësi? Sepse moshatarët e juaj në Serbi mendojnë që veç serbët janë viktima. Ju, edhe bashkëmoshatarët e juve këtu, mendoni që veç shqiptarët janë viktima. Pa pas kontakt me zveti, pa pas dokumentacione mbi krimet e luftës, shkojnë të u kriju para gjykimet, apo? Çështja është që na vetë duhet mund ballafaqu me të kalumen tonë. Çështja e dytë, harrova krejt me thonë, edhe kërkush, sepse shumë herë shpesh keq kuptohet, ky ripajtimi, nëse përmenim kur ripajtimin. Pse luftrat e 90-ta në ish Jugosllavi janë konë qaq të përgjakshme? Sepse gjatë luftës dytë botnore, mas luftës dytë botnore, edhe jo nga nazist dhe fashist, por mes veti këtu ka pas krime të rënda. Nacionalist e shteteve e popujve të ndryshëm kanë bërë krime. Qetnik, ustasht, çapo diun. Edhe ato krime gjatë sistemit komunist janë shukat, thojnë të na, janë fut në RTP dhe kur s'ka guxoft më fol për to. E as më mësu në për shkolla. Megjithatë, popujt nuk kanë harru.
There's this feeling where, you know, oh, it has happened, it's a long time ago, let's not talk about it, and, you know, but there are so many families that have suffered, and there are so many families who are still suffering. The government in Kosovo should take it more seriously, but also I think the international community should take it more seriously.
I believe only through time and through the prosecution of this type of cases, and then with work on the sides to effect reconciliation between the communities, do I believe that things can progress in Kosovo.
Where peace is needed, peace and stability in our region, it's in benefits of everybody. So if Balkan lives more in peace and in better relations, that's good, except we are not prepared in any relation that we are not respected.
Moj brat bi želeo da ne bude ničija sudbina kao što je bila njegova sudbina i sigurno je i on možda, ako nas negde čuje na što kažemo mi na ovom svetu, sigurno nemojte ljudi rat, nemojte rat jer rat znamo šta je.
I will not forget what they done to my family, what they done to my people. And I will feel bad till they are going to say sorry. But officially, they didn't say sorry still for that, what they done it. The life is good to check on the future, to not go back, but never forget. Usually, if the nation is going to forget what was happened, the history will be repeated.
you.